We've all heard of the word consistency and how important it is to be a consistent player. It's no good if you have a 9 out of 10 performance one week and then you have 3 out of 10s and 4 out of 10s consistently. We want to get to the point where you're having like 7 out of 10 or above most matches, and there are things you can do to be more consistent in football, and that's what we're going to be going over today, coming up next. So before we jump into it, my name is Dave and this is Simply Soccer, where I create videos every single week to help you improve your game and stand out on the pitch. One thing that will help you do that is to get my free ebook, Game Changer, which will give you 33 ways to stand out. It's free down below, 50+ page ebook. Now, let's jump right into what's going to help you here, starting in reverse order with number 3, and that's to work on your mentality. So many players, even gifted players, skillful players that are just so good, really don't tap into their potential, perform as well as they can because of their mentality. I used to be one of these players when I was younger. I took myself out of games because I was emotionally all over the place. I did not have the mentality to get back into games when things weren't going my way. You know, when conditions weren't exactly how I wanted them to be, I struggled to perform well. And I had to really work on my mentality before I was consistently banging in the goals or consistently giving really good performances or consistently doing the things I knew I could do in training in my matches. Work on your mentality and it will pay off. Don't just work on the physical stuff, make sure you're doing that as well. But if you work on your mentality, you emotionally mature, you really actually focus and work on that area as well, it will pay off and you will be so much more consistent in your games. And if you look at the professional games, the players that have a strong mentality, mental toughness, typically are incredibly consistent. In fact, in the comments, if that resonates with you, if you want to work on that, put "I am working on my mentality," and then actually go out there and do it. Now, number 2, the second thing we're going over is to shore up your weaknesses, especially the ones you know are the barrier to consistency. So if you know that you're making a certain mistake over and over again, shore up that weakness. Identify, journal, you know, if you have video footage, even better, what mistakes are you making? And when you get to a higher level, even the nuanced things, like for example, I was in this space, but I needed to actually go into this space. I need to have better movement in that situation, and it led to a mistake, or it led to me not being able to help my teammate or have a chance on goal or whatever else it is. But shore up your weaknesses. You know, you want to really heighten your strengths. But if there is a just glaring weakness in your game that's causing you to make mistakes in matches, that is causing you to not be able to perform as well, double down on really shoring up that weakness. For example, if your ball control is not where it needs to be and you keep taking a poor first touch, which puts you in dangerous situations, get out there, get to a wall, get a teammate, and work on your first touch, work on your ball control. If, for example, you're someone who is meant to score a lot of goals because you're a striker and you're just missing a lot of chances, you should be working on your finishing all the time, different scenarios, you know, at game pace, you know, in different situations. And you will start to notice those weaknesses. Maybe they don't become a full-on strength, but now you're competent at them. And they can actually become a strength at a certain point in time after enough training. But if there's an area of your game you're just not confident in, and it's affecting the rest of your performance and it's causing you to make mistakes, identify it, then get out there and work on it more than you already are. And it will start to become something that you get way more confident in and stop making mistakes in. So if you're enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button. Now we're going to move on to number 1, which is so obvious, but I need to remind you of it because maybe that will be the trigger for you to go do this, and it's train more. Train more, train more, train more, train more. There's so many players that say they want to get better. They want to stand out. Guess what? Standing out means you're pretty much better than the rest. You're standing out consistently than other players, which means you need to essentially train not only more, but also more effectively and efficiently. If you don't have a training schedule, if you're just kind of willy-nilly going about it, you're winging it, you're not going to get that many results. But if you have a schedule, you know exactly what you're doing in your training, you know why you're doing it, because I want to work on this, my position requires this, so I'm working on it. I have fitness here, I have recovery here, I have, you know, this, whatever it is here, this specific position-based training here, this deliberate training here. When you know that, you review that week in, week out, so that you can continue to recreate that, so that you're always improving. You will improve. You will be more consistent. You will be more confident. It's just going to help you much more. I know I'd love to give you some like magic pills, secret advice to what's going to make you more consistent. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of players just aren't training enough. They're not playing enough. When you play and you train, there are things, intangibles, nuanced things that you can't just get through reading or through watching things or whatever else. You have to get out there and do it. And again, when you are training, do it game pace. Do it to the best of your ability. If you go out there, you train more, you do your best every single time you do that, you're going to see massive improvements and you're going to be more consistent and confident in your performances. Now, if you want some more things that are going to help you to stand out and dominate in matches, I would go check out this video where I'm giving you 5 habits that will help you to dominate. Yes, you got to work on these things, but when they become habitual, you're going to be one of the top performers. So go check that out next.